We are boring. Okay. I know they're a little bit of myth, you little bucket of bolts. You little bucket of bolts were just landed on Jakku. Anyways, Kylo's been handing down the Ren. They're hunting us down, but we have the secret files. He wants to correct the issues. We are talking about the Hut Wars of Zim Despot. Yeah? R2 hologram. Sim was born in the time of Unconquerable.
They were funny, those two. They were they were stout and okay, honey, sorry, but they were kind of like the Rothschild.
Sim was born in the time around 100 years before Yavin. A terrible civil war known as the Huts had begun. Several years before, there had been a Hut cataclysm. Several surviving Huts established an elder to prevent a collegiate war. They conquered others. To seek their destinies among the stars, they encountered a species strong enough to resist them. They were utterly destroyed. They would destroy them. It meant to be the same that they were useful to Hut's ambitions and masters. Many of them. Add the dialogue? Yes, I will. They would even conquer the people, sometimes even put them into a caste as this man is doing to a poor man in the Solitron. It is found in the Museum of Archives of the Courtesan Journey.
Yeah. He passed away in 79. Was it 79 he passed away?
That's right, R2. At that same point in time, a person was coming that might have caused the walls to be so as precise for Master Luke. A new philosophy of the Khajiitic, but before the Hut cataclysm, the Huts themselves were very different. They were the Huts Varlos. They were useful in warfare and ambitions. They had always utilized the grab technologies, copied or borrowed. Technologies were being built, and little is known about the native technologies. This man has stolen something. If they have ever existed, perhaps the best clues to the ancient Huts come from a record. Okay, R2. Around the Zim Testbot time, Sky Chronicles tell of Hut cavaliers hunting down metal imps and tribute countings planet-changing, using tubular railguns and accelerate by killing people. No! The victims of the Huts' depredations are long unable to bear witness to their oppressors' crimes, but wish their Skyans to remain silent, perhaps for their own fear. Yes, Mr. Hut. Outscare. Oh dear. The tie-in and the histories of the long-established Rim world, such as Dalclerics and the Rin, speak of the Huts with fear and horror, recording their worlds being caught between feuding clans, those who somewhat offended them. The Huts were depopulated and poisoned or incinerated the people's worlds. A man was born long after the Celestials, not long after the Huts had begun their reigns. Galactic has seen billions of admirals go, but most of the territorial games had lasted for a decade. But these tiny empire of Zim began to fragment 20 millennia after the despot's death. Who is this man? Hello. The hollow crown above the divided sun of the cluster, which many deeds are attributed to his father Zim, which is not known. How many tales of sprawling epics known as the Despotica are based on reality? Zim was the son of the pirate king Zur V. Zur and his pirates shaped the nebula between the planets through the nebula, known as the Indrexal Spiral. Chandar shattered the kings of Cryon and made Zur its king. The teenage Zim became a warrior, a pirate, and becoming famous for his brutality of slaughtering, building robots, and Kron's nobility for the Cryon suite. Zim's forces through Tyon conquered Huts, the well-armed starfleet of the Living League. But before that, he built on Malazir Tetioth, the defeated Miliv rulers. The young despot continued. Zim spared Tetioth's life, and the Dash Force philosophy fueled Zim's expansion, and so begun a new era.